Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Actually,
Yes,
abstract
sir.
classes आणि pure virtual function घ्यायच्या अगोदर I have one more plan to go for one more topic, that is inheritance. First, let me finish inheritance. Then I will go with the abstract classes. Okay, because to understand pure virtual functions, or you can call partially defined functions, you need to know inheritance first. You need to know inheritance. So inheritance in C++, guys. Okay, sorry guys, sorry I misled to you, please excuse. So now first of all we shall see inheritance. Okay, all have you joined? Okay sir. Okay guys, so what is inheritance? Inheritance in C++. At the time of introduction part, I explained to you, I said to you, inheritance is one of the most important part in C++. Why? Because one of the most useful principles of object-oriented programming language, that is inheritance. I'm not denying other principles are not useful; they are also useful, but inheritance provides much more facility of one of the feature that is called code reusability. So what is inheritance? Inheritance is the process in which one object acquires all the properties and behaviors of its parent object automatically. So you can call here inheritance is nothing but accessing superclass properties into subclass. So inheritance is nothing but accessing one class properties that may be data members and member functions. Inheritance is nothing but accessing the one class properties. What are the properties of one class? That may be data members or member functions into another class. Okay, so this provides the code reusability. If one class contains some specific properties and I want to access those properties into child class, into another class, that feature you can access by using inheritance. Already we have seen one example at the time of protected access specifier, right? Do we seen at the time I explained to you superclass and subclass. So today time comes here, inheritance. So inheritance is nothing but accessing one class properties into another class without redefining. So I can add one more point. Inheritance is the process in which one object acquires all the properties and behaviors of its parent class automatically. The class which provides the properties to other class is called as parent class, or you can call base class, or you can call super class. Okay, there are three alternative names. You need to remember these names. You can call as parent class. Some people call as parent. People call as base, or you can call as super. Okay, the class which provides the properties to other class, or you can call a donor. That is called as parent. The class which receives the properties from other classes is called as child class. Or you can call derived class. Some people call it a derived class, and some people call it a subclass. Okay, subclass. So here is class. So let me add here, inheritance is the process in which one object acquires all the properties and behaviors. So here properties in the form of, I can call here, you can call data members, behaviors in the form of member functions, okay, of its parent object automatically. Okay, I want to access, I'm repeating once again guys, I want to access one class properties into another class. This process is called as inheritance. So how can I need to use subclass object to access the properties and behaviors of a superclass object without redefining once again. Okay. So in C++, the class which inherits the members of another class is called as derived class, and the class whose members are inherited is called as base class. So let me add that note point also. So here parent class, and I can call here derived class. So guys, there are two concepts, child class and parent class. So guys, let me add that note point also. Let me add that point also. So the class which inherits the members of another class, which inherits the members of another class, is called as child class, derived class, or you can call as a subclass. Okay. In similar fashion, and the class whose members are inherited, whose properties are inherited, whose members, or you can call properties, let me add that point also. Properties, members or properties are inherited is called as base class, or also you can call as a parent class, or you can call as a super class. Okay, fine guys. So I hope now you got some idea. Okay, you got some idea guys. Let me go for the example. Last time I took the example of animal. So here is tree. What are the common properties of a tree? So tree is a superclass. Guys. Tree is a superclass. What are the tree subclasses? Tell me. What are the subclasses of tree? What are the subclasses of tree, guys? Tell me. I can go for mango. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Tamarind,
Yes, sir.
apple, and many more, guys. So these are the child classes. These all are the child classes, or you can call subclasses. So the child, or subclass, or you can call derived class. And this tree is called as base class, or you can call superclass, or you can call base class, or you can call parent class. Understood now? Now, what are the properties of a tree? Okay, so the common properties are available in tree. Those are accessible in a mango also, tamarind also, and apple also. Also, apart from the common properties of a tree, they have their own attributes and they have their own behaviors. They have their own attributes and they have their own behaviors. Okay, are you following? So guys, apart from basic attributes of a tree, they have their own attributes, they have their own behaviors also. Common properties also will come, and also their own properties also. Okay, fine guys. So what are the advantages if you use, what are the advantages of using inheritance? Advantages of inheritance. So what are the most advantages? Code reusability. Code reusability. One of the most advantages is code reusability, guys. Code reusability you can call. How can you say code reusability, guys? Keep in mind, tree is a class. Tree class contains the attributes like test, root, leaf type, then what can I call, colors, height, width. These are the common properties. These are the common properties of each tree. So definitely these common properties will also be available in mango, will also available in tamarind, will also available in apple. Means I need not to redefine these attributes in mango, tamarind, apple. These will come from tree class. These attributes will come from tree class to other subclasses. these subclasses need not redefine once again. So code or duplications will be avoided, and already available code in one class can be accessible into subclass directly. Subclass directly. Understood now? समझ लगा? अवधूत? Srinivas?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Already we have seen is some
Yes, sir.
one or two
Yes, sir.
examples in already we have seen some of the examples in protected access specifier. Do you remember? Do you remember, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Types of inheritance. Let me go for types of inheritance. These are easy, not to worry. So guys, if I go for types of inheritance, so the single inheritance is there. Single inheritance is nothing but a one. Okay, I'll go for one by one. First of all, let me go the types of inheritance. Then let me go for multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance. Then let me go for hierarchical inheritance. Hierarchical inheritance. Let me go for multi-level inheritance. Multi-level inheritance. Then you can go for a hybrid inheritance. So these are the types of inheritance. These are the types of inheritance, guys. So let's see one by one. Single inheritance. So first type we shall see, that is single inheritance, guys. What is single inheritance? So let me add underlines as make it title. What is the meaning of single inheritance, guys? What is the meaning of single inheritance? I need to draw a paint. I need to write something on the paint. So I need paint. I need to take the help of paint, guys. So if you look at the single inheritance, guys, before going on to use, so before going on to explain about inheritance, so you should know how derived class can access the properties of a superclass. Okay. So what is the derived classes? Actually, before going to start in single inheritance, you should know derived class or subclass or child class. So let me add some syntaxes about derived classes. As I explained to you, how can I use derived class? So derived class. So derived classes. So how can I access superclass attributes, superclass properties, their functions into subclass? What is the syntax for this? So we can define a derived class. So we can define a derived class, guys. So let me go for one way. So let me go for the syntax first of all. Suppose if you look at the example class, so this is my superclass. This is my superclass body. So body of the superclass. So let me go for here, body of superclass. I'm writing only syntax and derived class. How derived class can access, guys? So I can define in this fashion class. I can go for here derived class, or you can call subclass. Okay, you can call it a subclass, or you can call it here as a derived class. Then followed by, you need to use scope resolution operator. Scope resolution operator. Then you need to apply here visibility mode. Visibility mode. Visibility mode is nothing but a access specifier. Then base class name. Base class name. What is the base class name here? Superclass. Okay, superclass. Then you can define the body. Then you can define the body of a child class. So here is the body of child, or you can call it as a derived class. Derived class. Body of a child class or body of a derived class. Okay. Okay, guys. This is the syntax to work with the superclass and subclass, guys. So we can define the derived class, guys. We can define derived class. So a derived class is defined as the base class. Derived class can be defined as the class derived from the base class. Guys. So in this way I can able to derive. So here you can call a derived class. What is derived class? So here derived class name. Okay, the derived class. And you can see here visibility mode. What is the visibility mode here, guys? Visibility mode, nothing but you can use any access specifiers. You can use any access specifiers. Access specifiers. You can use any access specifiers, like you want to show all the data members of superclass into subclass publicly. You want to access superclass members and functions into subclass publicly or privately. It is not visible to at all, or protectedly, guys. Okay, fine. So guys, you may get the doubt that sir, access specifiers here, if I made public, what will happen? Here if I made private, what will happen? Here if I made protected, what will happen? Let me add those node points here. Let me add the node points. So guys, whenever the base class is privately initiated by the derived class, the public members of the base class becomes private members of the derived class. So let me add the node point here. Let me add the node points regarding to accessibility mode with the help of access specifiers. So when the base class is privately inherited, by the derived class, by the derived class. So this should be visible to you. When the base class is privately inherited by the derived class, then or you can call public members, even public members of the base class becomes private members of the derived class. Okay, fine. Next, let me add here one more point, same, Control C. Now let me go for private. When the base class so let me add, so to overcome this problem, so guys, let me add one more point so here instead of privately, let me go for here publicly. That I will add later on. So when the base class is privately inherited, then all its data members becomes private into my derived class. So we can add here. So therefore, the public members of the base class are not accessible by the objects of a derived class only. So to overcome that one, we need to go for public only. So therefore, the public members therefore the public members of the base class are not accessible by the objects of derived class. By the object of derived class. So derived class, or you can call child class. You can call it child class or subclass. So derived class objects. So derived class objects can access the members of its own class only. Okay. If you make it private, therefore the public members of the base class are not accessible to the objects of derived class. So derived class subclass objects can access the members of its own class only, guys. So while using private, please be careful, because even though data members of the publics from the base class, and if you try to inherit those features by using inheritance, and if you made the accessibility mode, or you can call the access specifier if you mention it the private, those are not visible to the subclass, or you can call child class or derived class. Okay, guys. So let me continue with the another. When the base class. So here also I forget to add the base class. When the base class is publicly inherited. When the base class is publicly inherited by the derived class, or you can call here child class, or you can call here subclass, Okay, subclass, then public members of the base class, then public members of the base class also becomes, so also public members of the base class also becomes the public members of the public members of the child class or derived class, or you can call derived class. Okay guys, means I can access public members directly if you made it everything. So let me add that note point. Therefore public members of the base class are accessible by the objects of derived class as well as by the members of the base class also. Therefore public members of the base class, public members of the base class are accessible by the objects of the derived class as well as by the members of therefore public members of the base class are accessible by the objects of derived class as well as the members as well as the member functions of the base class, of the base class also guys. So guys, keep in mind, let me add one note point. So default mode, if you won't mention in default mode, so default mode of visibility is private. If you don't mention any access specifier here, if you don't mention any access specifier in the syntax, access specifier, if you don't mention, then this will become a private. Private. So the private members of the base class are never be inherited. And private members control X, let me add the point. Private members of the base class, never be inherited. So these are the note point guys. Please remember, never be inherited to subclass or child class. Now I can proceed for remaining stuff. Now we can proceed for these note points are important guys. So please be careful while using the access mode, or you can call visibility mode, before inheriting the super class in this syntax. So these are the note points. These are the important note point guys while working with the inheritance. If you make it private, that is not accessible. So even though the members of the super class or parent class are public. If you made publics, yes, public it is visible to everywhere. But whereas private mode, yes, private members of the super class cannot be accessible into the subclass, even though if you try to derive by using public into my derived class. So let us see now single inheritance. Guys. First of all, you need to understand what is single inheritance. So a single inheritance you can define as a type of inheritance in which it contains only one base class and only one child class. Only one base class and only one child class guys. So let me go for the example. Suppose, so let me stop this execution. It's earlier execution. So guys, let me go for the example. This is one class and this is one class guys. Okay, fine. So I'm adding here properties. So here I'm let me call here class. Let me call the class called guys. What should I say? One bank. Or instead of calling, I'm not going for the bank. A bank has one account. Or instead of calling here bank RBI. Okay. And here bank RBI and other sub banks like account. Okay. ACCOUNT. Okay guys, you can see here RBI bank RBI is one class and account is another class. Are you following, students? Avadut, are you following?
Yes, sir.
So you can see here, Bank RBI
Yes,
is
sir.
a super class. Bank RBI is a super class, or you can call parent class. Parent class, or you can call base class. This is the base class. Whereas account is a subclass, or you can call it's a derived class. It's a derived class, or you can call it a child class. So now, what are the features I want to each? Just keep in mind, every bank contains every other banks can open an account in RBI bank, but no other one can able to open, right? So what are the features of RBI bank? What are the rules has been given by the RBI banks? Are accessible by the other bank accounts or not? Other bank accounts or not? Like SBI, like you can go for Kotak Mahindra, or you can go for any other cooperative banks. Are you getting? What are the features are available in RBI banks can able to access by other bank accounts? So this is called as if you look at the single inheritance contains only one superclass and only one subclass in relationship. Only one superclass and only one subclass in relationship. So let me add that note point here. So single inheritance you can define in which single inheritance in which a derived class a derived class is inherited. A derived class is inherited from only one base class. Only one base class, or you can call parent class. Only one base class, or you can call parent class. Are you getting, guys? So if you look at this example, account is a class. Account is a class, right? Okay. So this class should be inherited from only one base class. Only one base class, guys. So this is the rule. So let me write a program. Let me write a program for a single inheritance. So Alt F new. So guys, again, I need to write the same stuff. So instead of it, let me go for page up, and so Control C. Let me go for the example. Guys. Bank account. Okay, fine. So bank account, and here is end of the class. And let me create one more class. So here class employee, salary employee. Okay, and this is the child class. So guys, there are two classes. So bank account is one class and employee is one more class, right? Okay, guys, let me end this class, right? So there are two classes in my program, and public. So guys, let me make it here. Suppose float salary for the employee. Suppose if I made some salary, guys, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, now fine, we are having only 10 minutes of time. I will finish this point. Single index, then we'll go for multiple and multi-level. So you can see here bank account. I want to make this class bank account as a super class, or you can call as a parent class, or you can call as a base class. Okay, base class. And this employee, I want to make it as a child class, or you can call as a subclass, or I can call as a derived class. Okay, so guys, now I want to access this salary into my employee class. Okay, into my employee class, guys. So let me add some other public. So what is the attribute should I add, guys? What is the attribute should I add in employee? Suppose I'm apart from basics, so let me go for integer ID, employee ID, and don't want to go for much more. Suppose float incentives. What is the incentive? Suppose some incentive 0.50, and ID, suppose if I apply here 55. Okay, fine. Now guys, let me create the method. let me directly I can call the method also. So void, okay, leave it. I don't want to go for the method here. Let me create the method here only. Otherwise, directly I want to access. So leave it. So guys, let me go to the main method. So main function. So int main. So this function don't take any parameters. So here is my return 0 semicolon get char. And now, as I said to you, I want to access this bank class attributes into my bank account attributes into my employee. So I need to use colon. So what is the super class name? Bank. Control C. So here is bank account. I didn't mention here access specifiers. So you need to mention here public. If you make it private, the salary also will become private and will not be visible here. It will not be visible here. So I want to access publicly all the properties into my employee class. So salaries attribute is available into the salaries attribute, which will be available into my employee class. Now I want to access those attributes, salary, ID, and incentive from the main. So I'm creating the object of employee E. So e dot. So guys, let me show the values directly. Salary is, so let me show here /n salary is, okay. Now how can I able to show insertion operator e dot? I can use this super class. Look at here, object of subclass. Just pay attention. I'm creating the object of subclass E, and I want to access superclass attribute. I want to access superclass attribute. What is the superclass attribute? Salary is there. Data member. So now E dot salary, because they are in relationship. Guys. Now I want to access ID. Yes, directly ID is accessible. So here I want to access incentive. So let me add here incentive, and here is ID. So let me show the example, single inheritance. Okay, fine. Control F9. So guys, what the problem it has made? Salary forbids initializations. Load salary forbids initializations. Why is not allowing me to initialize?
Class employee नंतर scope resolution पाहिजे.
Yes, you can use colon also. Colon also will work. Don't worry. It is not allowing me to initialize. It is asking me to make it static. So I'll make it static. Not to worry. Static. It is not allowing me to initialize. So let me initialize those values. It is not allowing me to initialize. Okay, I will remove initializations from here, and I will initialize from the main. Guys. Control S, Control F9. Now, employee ID, undefined references to employee colon ID. Where is that? Return entity status 1. ID. Oh, static. Here is static. Let me remove static, guys. Static is not required. So now let's just look at here, guys. E dot salary. Let me initialize from here. So suppose salary is some salary, guys. Okay, fine. So E dot ID. So let me initialize ID 1, 2, and E dot incentive. So you can see here, guys, means by using the object of subclass. So E is the object of subclass employee, but I can able to access salary. The salary. Salary is a part of employee or not? Salary is a part of employee. Logically, yes, because it's in relationship. But salary is an attribute which is present in a bank account, right? Right or wrong? Right or wrong, guys? Tell me.
Right.
Huh? So Control S, Control F9. Compile, control F10. We can see salary is okay. I forget to add the incentive. Suppose 88.55. Control F9. So everywhere I mentioned salary. So here is ID. Here is incentive. Incentives. Control F9. Control F10. You can see here. Now 20. Are you getting, guys? Are you getting, guys? समझ लो क्या?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now I try to access the salary attributes from subclass. Now I want to access the methods. So void demo opening closing curly cout. So let me add slash in double quote semicolon. I am in demo method. Okay. Now let me call demo. So here, now look at here. After e dot, I want to access demo. So look at here. Demo is present in super class. Okay. Control F9. Sorry. Control F9. Compile. Control F10. So I am in demo. I am in demo method. I am in demo method called or not? Are you following, guys? What I mean to say? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Demo method is called or not? Means super class method. Super class method is called or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Called.
Yes, sir.
Means super class attributes as well as super class functions can I able to call in subclass. What is the point that I explained into the inheritance, or you can call reusability. As I said, tree class properties, that may be data members and member functions, is accessible into the subclass. Accessible or not? Accessible or not, guys?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
Yes, sir.
Who's that guy, last fellow, who make some different noise? Who's that guy?
Sir, me, Swell.
What was it all? I expected. So control F10, you can see I'm in demo method and your salary. Okay. Means I can access superclass attributes. I can access subclass attributes also by using subclass object reference. So guys, our meeting will end within a minute. So better to stop this meeting and we'll start once again to understand remaining inheritance types. Okay. Understood, guys? Understood.
Yes, sir.
So we'll go for
Yes,
one
sir.
more.
Yes, sir.
We'll go for one more inheritance. We'll go for some more examples of inheritance, but let me stop this session and we'll join once again. Okay, fine. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Okay, let me end.